This is another hit on, the cost of living and everything, but everything is going up. And we just heard in the news, didn't we, that MPs are going to get a nice salary increase. I mean,
£2,000.
Yeah, OK.
That'll make up the difference in the rises.
It's not up to inflation, which is running at over 5%.
It's better than nothing, though, isn't it?
But it's a lot better than a lot of people are getting.
Yeah. It does stick in my craw. They should even contemplate that. That should just be should be outlawed completely. Rick?
Yeah, I mean, the trains are public transport's expensive as it is, and there's a drive to get people out of the cars onto public transport. You're not going to do that by making public transport more expensive. You need to make it better and cheaper. So having a price rise that's way above what a lot of people are going to have as a wage rise, I think on average it costs, about 7 weeks' wages for someone to buy a season ticket at the moment. So that's 7 weeks you've got to work before you start, just to get to and from work, before you start earning any money. And certainly in the north, public transport is not an option for an awful lot of journeys because it is so bad. It doesn't take you where you need to go. It's not frequent enough. So you have to use your car. You've not even got the option of public transport. Where's the value in the price increase that the consumer's going to see? And I don't think there is one.
Well, and a lot of the time the service is so bad as well that you actually end up standing and there isn't even a chair for you to sit down in. But yet they're continuing with this constant rising. And it doesn't appear that it will actually ever end, is it? Because it just seems to get more and more and more. There's no real justification apart from COVID, which a lot of the things, it's always because of COVID.
Yeah, which we know that. I mean, we've all been living through it.
But they wasted so much money.
They wasted so much money. And it would be really nice if the government was actually to go and pursue some of the fraudulent claims.
That's right.
As was raised in the House of Lords not very long ago. There's an awful lot of money that has gone into an awful lot of people's pockets. And it seems as though ordinary people, ordinary working people who've probably had to, either lose work from home, worry about all sorts of things, are now footing the bill for it. And everybody's going, oh, it's because of COVID. Well, actually, it's not. A lot of it is to do with bad financial management.
Would you like to see the government actually chasing these people, Philip?
Absolutely, yeah. I think there's so much of the pandemic, the mismanagement of the pandemic and the way the lockdown was handled in particular, that's just been wiped out of the news by the Ukraine crisis. And that concerns me too about the fact that we seem to stumble from one emergency to another. And there's no accountability in that as we go from one thing to the other, kind of stumbling around and feeling our way. Partygate has been completely wiped out by the Ukrainian crisis.
Actually, I'm quite glad. I'm sick and tired of talking about it. I thought it was literally the most trivial bit of nonsense that I've ever heard. But
I tend to agree. But it just seems to me that there is a danger that there's accountability will be lost in this process for the way in which the lockdown was handled by the government. So I would certainly like to see them pursue all the claims of corruption, and there seem to be plenty of them.